Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out to the live Steamboat Comedy Podcast. Give yourselves a round of applause. Oh, yeah. As the man said, my name is Kyle Ruff. I'll be your host this fine afternoon. Of course, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Matt Newland. Say hi.
Hey, guys.
Let's
Thanks
hear
for
it for
coming
Matt
out.
Newland.
Yeah, I love my fans. Hell
Yes. And we're joined by special guests all the way from Los Angeles, Mr. Dave Willamson. Let's hear it for Dave, everybody.
Yay, that guy's our favorite.
Yay.
I came out here just to do this podcast, just so you guys know. Incredible funding these guys have, and I fit in some other stuff while I'm here.
Yeah, we're backed by George Soros, so we can make this happen.
Is that why we're wearing these robes? What is this cult that I've joined?
You're about to get that Steamboat Comedy bump, baby.
That's right, dude.
I'll take it, dude.
Dave's here. Dave may or may not have a concussion that he suffered 10 minutes ago.
I'm leaning towards probably. But I think you're supposed to drown a concussion with bourbon and beer, so we're going to see how it goes.
Right? Everyone knows that. Little Mythology bourbon. That makes your brain perfectly good.
If I admit to any bodies I've buried around the country, just cut my mic, all right? That's the bump on my head talking.
That's awesome. Yeah, we had some great comedy shows the last couple days, so I appreciate you guys who came out to support us for those. It was awesome. We also, Dave and I did a show in Breckenridge. Like I was saying last night, I think we as Steamboat folks, we don't shit on Breckenridge enough. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, what?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see that guy's the president of the fan club around here. That guy drives down there just to throw a couple eggs and stick bananas in tailpipes and comes back. I like it. No, you got to keep those eggs now. You're right.
Yeah. Say eggs are too valuable. You can't throw those anymore.
That's a good point.
The only people who can afford them are the people who live in Breckenridge, you know?
There's children here, sir.
We just started a riot.
Fudge them.
Fudge those Breckenridge dorks. Yeah, that's what you said. We heard you.
Do you want to pay more money for rent and live closer to I-70? Then Breckenridge is for you.
Breckenridge.
Yeah, dude.
We also skied there. I found the skiing in Breckenridge to be rather shallow and pedantic. You know?
I definitely have a concussion because I don't know either of those words. Pedantic? That sounds like a medication my grandma wears or my grandma has while wearing one of these robes.
Ask your doctor about pedantic. Side effects may include skiing in Breckenridge.
Is there a for real rivalry, obviously, between like here and there? Like, do all the ski towns have a rivalry, or is there like alliances? Like, are there some ski towns that you guys are like down with, and other ones you don't like?
Yeah, I mean it's Icon versus Epic, right? It's Altera versus
the passes divide us. I knew it.
Yeah,
A tale as old as time.
Always coming back to the elitists and their passes. And
yeah, I like to sometimes, I'll ski Breckenridge because I'm bipartisan like that. You know what I mean?
Very
I go
progressive.
across the aisle.
And because we got free passes.
And we got free passes. That's the best. You should all learn how to do comedy because Dave just got on a microphone and said, "Can anyone give me a free pass?" And someone said, "Okay." And I was like, that was the easiest free thing I've ever got in my whole life.
Well, wait a minute. Give me more credit than that. I am much more of a slick mooch than that, all right? I didn't just go up there and beg. First of all, I do a couple bits and stories that are like TED Talks, like real inspiring stuff. And then at the end, I just make a little I go, oh, man, I would love to ski your beautiful mountain, But maybe if anyone has a pass, I'd rather give you the money than the man.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, people are like, we had a great time tonight. I have a pass, and I'd like to give you one. Yes. And I'm just like, thank you so much.
Like, Dave, you changed my life. I'm a better person now that I've heard you. Please get this pass.
Positivity, man. You put it out there, it comes back.
Damn straight.
That's right. Disarm him with inspirational comedy and then get a ski pass.
Yeah, I try not to get too preachy. But there's so much like negativity in the world now. It's like I don't think people want to go to a comedy show and just hear about things that bum them out. So even when I talk about political stuff or stuff that's like buzzwords, in today's society, I try to not take one side or the other and just make light of it in general.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like a preachy, positive comic, but also I'd rather people come out and like feel good leaving my show than be like, oh, that guy was savage. I'm not as good at that, you know?
Yeah.
Like I did the roast battle at the Comedy Store. I got talked into doing it once, and I realized that being mean is not my thing. I got toasted by like a 120-pound blonde girl that I'm friends with. She's so sweet. She seems so sweet, and she got up there and just absolutely annihilated me. Like when we were just like kind of warming the crowd up and they were interviewing us, I killed. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna roll, right? Like I got them in the palm of my hand. I can't those kids here. I can't say what I was saying, but then like the very first like roast. If no one knows, the roast battle is a very popular show at the Comedy Store out in L.A. And then it got on TV at the Comedy Central, and it's become a whole phenomenon, right? And there's these comics that are awesome at it. They're awesome insult comics, you know. So I went first, and she used to do the Kelsey Cook was the comic I was roasting.
I know Kelsey, yeah.
And so she was doing these like YouTube tutorials at the time. So I was like, Kelsey's really into makeup, which just shows you could put lipstick on a pig, but you can't make it funny, or it was something like that. Like I thought it was clever or whatever, you know.
Hell yeah.
And there you go.
I have a button. I just found that out. It's great.
And then her opening line was. Dave's biological dad left when he was 1 year old, so even as an infant, he was walking the room. And I like never told anyone about that in my life. And I just looked, I was like crying. I literally, first joke out, she made me cry. And I look over at her and I go, how'd you know about that? And she goes, I listened to every podcast you've ever been a guest on. And I'm like, I don't even remember ever talking about that. You must have done a deep dive.
Jesus.
Yeah, so she won. The rest of her jokes were way better than mine.
That's savage.
Well, she did her homework.
Yeah.
Listen to fucking podcasts.
I was doing Sesame Street jokes over here.
Dude.
Like Kelsey Cook, what a jerk, am I right? Huh? No, I think that's why we work well together, because you're all like positivity and things like that. And I just get up there and I'm like, I'm short and alone. So I told Matt the other day, I was like, God forbid I ever get tall and happy. I'd have nothing to talk about. Brutal.
You'd figure it out.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, man. We got some skiing in, though. How was other than your concussion, what did you think about skiing Steamboat?
Steamboat was awesome. I wish it was kind of like I erased the whole day of skiing at the last.
Yeah, so what do you
Don't remember it.
No, it was a beautiful mountain. It was fun. I think I've been here once before when I was a kid. I think I boarded Steamboat, and I'm still a kid. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. What if I really was? What if I was 14 years old, but I just bumped my head and now I think I'm 46? Why am I wearing a robe? I'm an old lady. Yeah, no, this is a beautiful mountain. I had a blast. Everyone was super nice. Yesterday was the first time I've boarded by myself, maybe ever. I don't know if I've ever boarded by myself before. And so just going in the single line and then like going up in the lift and chopping it up with people is like, it's me to a T, just so you know. I am an extrovert. So I was kind of like, I think when I board with my friends, I'm just going to go in the single line so I can meet people.
Yeah, meet new folks.
Yeah.
Where are you
really
guys from?
Yeah, I mean, you guys heard me talk about it in my act, but that's totally who I am. I'm the annoying guy in an airplane that's immediately like, do you live here or do you live there? Are you traveling for business or pleasure? Because I just want to know everybody, all right? Like, you understand how hard it is for me not to like know everything about that dog right there. I just want to know, how old is it? Is it a good boy? Like, you know?
Oh, of course he's a good boy.
That's Tank. Tank's a friend of the show. Tank's a
Tank,
good guy,
friend of the
dude.
show.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Tank,
Everybody
friend of the
give
show.
it up for
everybody.
Tank, friend of the show. He'll be doing the closing interviews with us. He's got a hot stance on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is Tank a heavy drinker? Is that where he got his name from?
Yeah, dude.
Tank the Tank. Tank the Tank.
Speaking of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Dave, whose side are you on?
This is, if you don't know, this is about 60% of the Steamboat Comedy podcast is breaking down the drama of how that savage Johnny Depp besmirched our sweet angel. Our sweet, sweet angel.
Now you're influencing my answer.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, I mean, that's tough for me because I'm good friends with both of them, so it's kind of like picking a side is difficult. I have friends I grew up in Florida, and I've been out in LA for like 12 years. And I have this one friend, Abby, who in Florida, who legit thinks that like we're friends with like every celebrity just because we live in LA. You know?
Are you in LA? Do you hang out with Will Ferrell and Brad Pitt?
Well, to be fair, my kid did just play volleyball against Will Ferrell's sons.
Oh, hell yeah.
Our
dude.
school played their son. So their school.
Did they win? Did
How'd
your
it
kids
go?
win?
Yeah.
Dude, they won the first 2, and then we won the last 3 to win it, dude.
Oh, suck it, Will Ferrell. Yeah.
God
Anchor
damn.
man, more like
He-
anchor bitch, dude.
He was a better dad than me that day though, because he was there rooting, and I had a meeting that day, so I wasn't there, so I can't give him too much flack.
Oh, that's way worse. Yeah.
I'm sure my house is way bigger than his though.
Yeah, way bigger.
Do you get into it as a sports dad watching the games?
Well,
Like,
so
do
I'm
you have to fucking
yes, I'm a coach, so like I coach water polo, and my one son plays water polo, and I've been a water polo coach for like 20 years, and it's so hard for me to go to my son's other sports and not, because I'm allowed to yell at the referees as a coach,
Yeah, hell yeah.
But then when you're a dad in the stands, you have to like. The hardest, like, I'm pretty good when I go to volleyball and when I go to soccer. Soccer, I know nothing, so I usually keep my mouth shut there. Volleyball, I got warned once, but it was I was just saying what everyone was thinking. And
That's the most dad response ever.
well,
Somebody's got to say it.
fucking thinking
the thing with volleyball, too, is I don't know if it's the culture or the rules or what, but the coaches don't argue with the referees. They send the kid who's the captain is like the spokesman.
What?
So you see the coach like time, and then he's talking to his like one of his kids, and then the kid goes over to the referee and is like, my coach said that he thinks that last ball was in, and it's like a go between, right? So then I was like yelling and ran one of the games, and they sent the captain over to talk to me, and they're like, parents, the referee asks that if you guys could just please keep it civil, he'd appreciate it. And I was like, you tell the referee that I'm spending $350 to stay in this hotel so my kid can play the same teams that live in the same city as us. So
Why are you
he
writing
better
this
wake
down?
up and shake his hangover off and get these calls right. All right? Like,
Yeah, did you get all that?
Yeah.
Did you get all that?
but here was my favorite coaching and referee moment was I was coaching a tournament. I'm an assistant coach for my son's high school, and I got a red card, right? And I go and I sit in the stands and pretend to be a parent, and then the referee comes over and goes, "No, man, you have to leave the premises. You get a red card, right?" So I'm pissed. I'm fuming. I drove the bus there, so I can't leave. I have to wait now for the tournament to be over.
You have to sit on the bus.
Because I got to drive all the kids home, right? so I'm like fuming, dude. Like I'm fuming. So I march out, and I'm out in the parking lot, like kind of pacing, like trying to calm myself down.
just
And
listening
this-
to Slayer.
Yeah. So this other kid who's like in the warm-up area, like getting ready because they were playing the next game, he comes running out in his Speedo and his cap on or whatever already, and he taps me on the shoulder and he goes, "Excuse me, Dave?" And I turn, I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I just want to tell you, I'm a big fan of your comedy. I follow you online." and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that."
Do you see how terrible that ref was?
So all of a sudden, I realized like life's not that bad. I'll take a shitty ref over having a fan say something nice.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
a teenager. I'm like, "Oh, I'm reaching the younger generations. Look who's cool all of a sudden."
I'm hipping with it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! We got some Steamboat Comedy staple segments we're gonna bring to you. Matthew, I believe you've prepared some classic Steamboat Comedy Would You Rathers.
I do have a Would You Rather. There's no kids here, so we can do it. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right,
Earmuffs.
here we go. Yeah, earmuffs. All right, both of y'all.
All right.
Both of us, y'all.
Would you rather
Yes.
every time you masturbate, another man will get into your bed and masturbate with you,
Man, you guys, I don't listen to your podcast, but
or
you guys really go to the deep end quick.
or
we
hard
have-
left turns, bro.
Yeah.
Hard. Or every time you get on stage to do comedy, you have to start your set by saying, "Is this thing on?" Every time you get on stage.
Okay.
What psycho takes the first one, dude? I think you're just trying to, Matt. I think you just wrote this to try to tell us something, bro.
I would take the masturbation one.
I'm such a true artist. I would never be
I would
such
never-
a hack. I would rather masturbate with strangers.
I would never besmirch. It doesn't have to be a stranger, by the way.
Oh, really?
It can be a buddy.
So if we both pick the same option, we could just do it together?
Yeah, that's a loophole.
That's a loophole.
And you don't have to start your sets with "Is this thing on?"
Oh, thank God.
You would think that's okay for a year.
Yeah.
And then year number 2, when you have to keep doing it, you would be like, I should have picked the other man.
Challenge accepted. I will now do that the rest of my career. I'm that stubborn. I'm gonna be 7 years from now. I'm gonna be like, Matt, is this thing on?
Yeah, right, bro.
I'm gonna tag you every time I do it.
You're gonna have 1,000-seat theater, and you're gonna be like, fuck, I have to say it, dude. Is this thing on?
And everyone goes, yeah.
Okay.
It's this thing on, guy. It's our favorite.
All right, fine. Do I get to choose the guy?
You can, yeah, if you can swing that. I have another little segment.
I'll tell you who it won't be. One of these losers from Breckenridge.
Hey!
Speaking of that, the big rivalry is with Vale, by the way.
Vale?
Yeah.
I mean,
People
I wouldn't jerk off with anyone from Vale or Breckenridge, and that's
Really?
a promise.
Friend of the-
Steamboat only.
Friend of the show, Pat True. You can get one off with him.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's a homie. I'd jerk off with him.
All right. I have a character.
The cool thing about doing your friend's podcast is you learn a lot about them.
You knew it was a matter of time before we brought that up. Come on.
Literally, the last podcast, we ended it by being like, God, Dave's going to hate us when he's on the next podcast.
I right before we started, I said, hey, guys, if I drink too much, can I crash at your place tonight? And then this is the first question you throw out.
Dude, you're
more
more
like I'm being set up.
Stay for a couple nights, buddy.
We got a lot of important work to do.
Kyle, I have a character for you to try.
All right, I'm going to try a character. What is it?
Ooh,
All right, you ready?
Lay it on me, on the spot. Here we go.
This character, this is a doctor who has to give really bad news, but also loves chewing bubble gum and won't quit. If you look under your chair, there's some bubble gum right there.
Oh, I think it's just improv it.
Did you just Oprah me? Look under your
Look
chair.
under, everybody gets big league chew.
Oh, man, that's strong, too.
You have to throw a hunk in, too, dude.
It's Big League Chew. Come on.
And Dave, I kind of want you to do this character,
I'm in.
too,
All
after
right.
he's done. Get it going. Get it.
Do I have to use the same
You can use the
same
same
wad he's shooting?
I'll pass it over.
the same wad he's chewed.
This is
That was grosser than it was.
this is making for good audio. Barely on top. So
You have to give terrible news. You love the gum, though.
okay.
Okay, I'm dying.
All right. You're dying, Matt. All right, come on. Excuse me, Mr. Newland.
Don't choke, dude.
You know. Oh man, this is good. I got bad news. Your HIV has turned into AIDS. Do you want some gum? It's really good.
Why are you chewing gum while you do this?
Helps me focus. Anyways, you got about 3 to 5 months. So get your affairs in order. Have you got any gum you want to pass on to your kids?
Yeah.
I got a bunch. I can give you some.
Hey, can I have a stick of gum?
Yeah,
Wait.
there you go.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
That'll make you all better.
Yeah.
That's so bad. You have such a big...
Hey, that's how he got HIV in the first place, man. That's not funny.
No, that was the gum I put in his ass.
It goes really good with the Zen I have in, too. I'm going to throw up.
I'm just thinking of that legacy. It's like, hey, can I have a stick of gum? Nah, it's important to my family. Why is it important to your family? My dad died of AIDS and he gave me this gum.
This wad of gum has been in our family for generations.
It's just a wad of gum on a plaque on the wall with his name on it. All right, Dave, do you want to give it a shot?
All right.
Okay. And scene.
Hey, Matt. Dr. Dave here. I don't know if we met earlier or not. I've been drinking today. I got some bad news.
Yes, he did.
Yes. Wait, Matt, give me the gum back. I want a bubble. Oh, thank you. All right.
I can't. Well, you guys don't understand how improv works because you can't start with HIV and AIDS and then where do I couldn't think of an illness that could top that. Where am I going to go? You know that measles outbreak that's happening right now, right?
I'm too big. I can't blow a bubble.
You really went for it. That's a huge wad of gum.
Damn it!
And speaking about improv, you've never seen a better yes and than you handing me your gum that you
Look
just
at
chewed.
That's dedication to the
You
bit.
never
Let's hear
say
it for
no.
Matt Newland,
You
everybody.
never say no. All right.
Yeah. You
Yes,
guys,
man.
you guys started with masturbating in each other's beds, and you think passing bubble gum is a real feat. Way to go, guys!
That's a bridge
You're
too
some
far.
real podcast heroes here. You're really good off your craft.
A lot of people have a lot of questions about us, and they will go unanswered.
Yes. That's how you win best of the boat 4 years in a row, baby. All right.
Should I give this to Tank?
Tank can't have gum.
I think that would be
The
the
dog.
end of Tank. It'd be tanks, but no tanks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on. All right.
Hey, here's a funny bit, and I saw you do this the other night, Kyle.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this. Next time you're at a bar and someone comes to meet you there, tell them, be like, hey, go grab a drink on my tab, but then don't have a tab open.
I may or may not have done that. Not on purpose. Last weekend. Yeah, I just put on my tab.
Because you're going to lead to a very confusing interaction between that person and the bartender.
It's fun to have little games that you play that only you know about. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I went to Auburn, and I was back there doing shows a while back. And I met this guy came out to my show who owns bars in town, and he's like to me and my buddies, he's like, "Why don't we head over to my bar?" And I'm like, "All right, man, cool." So we walk over to this guy's bar. Not only does this guy own a bar, he owns like the most popular like nightclub like in Auburn, right?
Yeah.
So we like pass the line, we go in, we go up to this upstairs bar, and like the bartenders were like, we had our little corner and we were getting taken care of, whatever. But we were the only people in there that weren't like, you know, in college. All right. So it was fine when we were in our little corner, but I had to go to the bathroom at one point, and I was walking through the crowd, and everyone's just kind of looking at me like, what is this guy doing there, you know? Yeah. So finally this girl looks over at me and she just goes, "What are you doing here?" Like that, right?
Savage.
And so I just like on the spot, I didn't know how to like give her an explanation, you know? So I just started going, "Michelle! Michelle!" And I looked at her and I go, "I'm looking for my daughter." Like that, you know? and I started Instagram, and now I do it all the time. I went to this barbecue festival, and I thought it was a barbecue festival. My buddy's like, "Yo, I'm gonna vend. I'm doing all the barbecue for this big barbecue concert." And I go, "Cool." And I show up. It's not a barbecue. It was literally, it's a rave that's called the barbecue or something like that.
That sounds like fucking heaven,
it's a
dude.
barbecue themed rave. And so I was walking around there and I was getting the same looks.
Talk to me dirty, dude.
So, yeah. So I started doing that again. I started walking around going, "Michelle!" I'm like, "Have you guys seen a 19-year-old girl about this tall? She was supposed to be home hours ago." Like, just pick a random guy out. You're like, "That's the guy she was with." Like, you know. People are like, "What?" You know.
You were the last person seen with her.
Angry dad helps you get through the crowd is all I'm saying.
That's
all
a good
right?
bit. Yeah, that's a great fucking bit.
Especially one that just cares about his daughter, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have like a tear in your eye? I just need Michelle. I didn't even want to be here.
She turned her tracking off on her phone. I just need to make sure she's safe.
Now, Dave, as a barbecue dad,
Yeah.
do you find that the food comes out better when you cook it with your shirt off or on?
We all know the answer, but go ahead.
I mean, where do you think all the you know, that seasoning comes from, buddy?
Flavor.
I sell my own all-purpose seasoning and rub over there, and every bottle has equal amounts of mustache clippings in it. Okay, so I just empty my razor into it. Like, it makes it better. Trust me. I don't know. Like, I'm originally from Florida, so I am not opposed to wearing Crocs and some short shorts and no shirt when I'm cooking.
You're willing to go there.
Yeah. I think that barbecue is like equal parts science and art, because it's not like on one hand
That's the most pretentious barbecue thing I've heard.
Hear me out. I think the word you're looking for is poetic.
Or pedantic. I still don't know what it means.
Pedantic. If you keep using the word pedantic, I'm gonna need ski patrol to come and check my concussion because it's throwing me for a loop. No, it's true, man. That's why I love barbecue so much. It's like, because when you cook, you could follow a recipe, but with barbecue, it's kind of equal parts like following some steps, but also feeling it out, because no two cooks are ever the same, you know? Because so many things affect the cook.
Like snowflakes.
So there has to be, you know, like a little bit of feeling it out, but also following steps. So I don't remember the point of why we brought that up.
I was talking about you taking your shirt off.
Oh,
So what's the part where you take your shirt off?
So I think whatever you got. So like any great artist, I think you need to be comfortable and in the zone to feel like, if I go up on stage in a suit and tie, I'm probably not going to do my best set that night because that doesn't feel comfortable to me, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't have my shirt off at some point while I'm doing barbecue, probably not getting the best barbecue you can out of Meet Dave. All right.
All right. I got a question for you. Do you get more nervous, let's say, performing for 4,000 people or barbecuing for 200 people? What do you think?
Would you rather?
Definitely barbecuing. I think, obviously there could be circumstances that make either one of them more difficult depending on who I'm performing for or whatever.
Yeah.
But comedy, I think that, I've been doing it for like 20 years now. And I get more like nervous if I have to do a set that's like for something like a showcase and you only get 6 minutes,
Yeah.
Because you got to everything's got to hit, and there's things that are out of your control, But when you're doing like an actual show and an actual set, it doesn't matter if there's 4 people, 400 people, or 4,000 people. It's the same vibe of just being like, take a few minutes to build rapport. Feel the obstacles, overcome the obstacles, and get a flow. And if you need to divert, you divert or change direction. Whereas barbecue, if there's 200 people or 300 people, like that's a lot of people to cook for. And if you mess one thing up, you messed it all up.
Yeah.
But with that said, I will say, I think you have a much bigger margin of error for barbecue than you do for comedy, because bad barbecue, most people will still like it. And as long as you don't totally fry it,
Whereas no one likes my comedy.
Which comedy, everyone thinks they're an expert,
Yeah.
Comedy, like, dude, you could like kill it, and then someone will come. If you're performing for 4,000 people, I guarantee you, just numbers game alone, there's at least a handful of people out there who've never done comedy in their life, but they've listened to enough podcasts and watched enough YouTube where they're like, well, I like that one joke, but the guy made a mistake because he didn't do this when he did that, and da-da-da. And I think I've heard that bit before, and it's like, you're not the expert you think you are, bud.
No, God, no.
Yeah. I listened to the Joe Rogan Experience, so I think you missed a few tags on that last penis joke.
The thing about comedy and barbecuing, though, is if it's bad, it can both end with the people consuming it puking. So that's fun.
It's got to be some really bad comedy.
It's terrible.
You've seen our comedy.
You saw my set last night. Come on. Who's
Throw
with
up
me?
everywhere. Vomit.
We call Schmiggity's the vomitorium now.
That's a great show you guys have going on here, man. It's kudos to you guys. I know what it takes to produce a show. And you guys have the added element of it. This is like a seasonal town. Yeah. And to find a venue that's so supportive, and both shows were packed, and you got great local comics, so you're obviously building a scene. I wouldn't have any hesitation to recommend any of my buddies come and do this show with you guys here. And the fact that you can pull it off for 2 nights makes it worth it,
Oh, yeah.
Like when you hit me up and asked me if I'd be interested to come, a long time ago, I was like, for sure, man. That's 2 nights, and I know I can go do awesome shows. And then I was able to build a little run around it. We did Breckenridge the other night, like we said. And then I'm going the rest of the week, and I'm doing a show in Fort Collins and Golden and Winter Park. So it's like, this is going to be an awesome week for me.
Yeah, those places, the comedy Fort Collins kicks ass if you're ever there. And Devil's Craft in Winter Park, we did that last year.
Friend of the show, dude.
Dude, I did that. We did that show last year, and I headlined, and then proceeded to with all my fans. May or may not have given me free illegal substances after the show.
Oh, he did a bunch of them, dude.
And I did them until 6 in.the.morning, and then I fell asleep on the bathroom floor for about 45 minutes. You remember that? And then we went skiing for 6 hours.
Because
I'm a machine, people.
Kyle is an absolute machine. It's actually crazy and concerning at the same time. Like, he's my best buddy, but I'm like, dude, you're going to ski all day after a bender?
I'm just confirming that you're talking about drugs and not human trafficking, right?
Oh, it was drugs. It was drugs.
Because you said you did them on the bathroom floor, and it could go either way. And you were out of it the next day.
We went straight from Winter Park to this weird island in the Caribbean.
I just went to Epstein's Island. It's a true story.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did a gig down in the Virgin Islands, and they took us out on a boat one day. And as we're pulling out the marina, the guy goes, "Yo, that's Epstein's Island." And I go, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah." I go, "I didn't picture it just being like right there, you know? Like I thought it was like out some mythical land or
Yeah,
whatever."
you think it'd be covered in like evil fog somewhere.
Yeah. We have
far away.
Skeletor's like cave like on the top or whatever. But then
Lightning above it. Yeah.
I was talking about it at the show that night, and I was like, "Man, I was surprised how close it is to the other islands." And this lady in the audience goes, "Yeah, I don't feel as bad for them. They could have just swam." And I was like, I go, "Ma'am, I go, I hang out with comedians on the regular, and that's the meanest thing I've ever heard anyone
Damn.
say." I go,
Brutal.
"You don't." I go, "You think that, I mean, look, it's still an ocean. It's not like a moat that they have to cross. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so you think these poor girls should have just swam across the bay to safety?"
My God.
That's well, I don't even know how to make this joke. I'm going to do it anyways. That's why there was no.
Easy.
That's why I'm treading on it. That's why there's no chubby kids on the island because they all floated away to safety,
Yeah.
and they were less attractive, so they weren't wanted anyways.
Hey, remember in a live podcast, you can't edit all this, okay?
No, not at all.
Can I save it?
You guys can.
Is it less horrible if I do this?
Some tells me they weren't bringing chubby ones.
No, actually, I'm going to say it because this guy doesn't work for us anymore, but fuck him. So, the guy who used to be the executive chef for the whole resort, before that was the private chef for Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, please tell me his name.
Oh, should I say his name?
Wait, does it?
My bosses are literally up there. Are they looking?
Wait, let me whisper it to you. Let me whisper it to you.
Do you know it here? Nope, that's not it.
Oh, because I know one too.
We have the best friends.
Yeah.
But no, he worked for the resort, and somehow everyone found out. Someone on Twitter like doxed him,
Yeah.
like on the Epstein files, and everyone started making fun of him behind his back, and he found out about it, and he got so butthurt that he quit and moved away.
Yeah, there's a barbecue guy who was the private chef on that island, and I always asked him. I didn't know that. I just knew I liked his restaurant, and he was nice to me when I went in there and whatever. And so I asked him to be on my podcast 1,000 times, and he was always just like, "Nah, man, I'm just trying to cook. I'm not trying to get any attention or whatever." And I'm like, "Well, I don't understand why this guy won't go on my podcast."
Yeah.
And then when all the Epstein news broke, and it broke that he was like, his name was on there, I was like,
Oh, yeah. Might want to lay low.
What if I was the investigative reporter that was like needling him? Like, yeah.
It's a sting operation like none other.
I gotta tell you, so I hung out with O.J. Simpson a couple times.
Hell yeah, dude. We just talked about him the other week.
Friend of the
He's
show,
a friend
O.J.
of the show.
Simpson,
O.J.
yeah.
Simpson, 2,000 yards, dude.
R.I.P., bro.
God, such a good running back. Anyways, continue.
So when O.J. got acquitted and he moved from California, he moved to Florida because why not, right? Like you're gonna disappear. Come to Miami. So my family's in the car business in Florida, and he came and he bought the first generation Escalade from us. True story. He bought one, right? And then he found out what OnStar is, that it's like an actual satellite tracking system in his car. And he brought it back. He was like, I can't have any, like, I can't have things tracking me, bro. Like, you know, he's like, I don't know if you heard this little Bronco story, this little melee I was involved in. So we don't usually let people return vehicles. And we were just like, no problem, Juice. You know,
Yeah, you're good, dude.
I don't want any trouble. All right.
So, but he literally lived like in my neighborhood. And so I'd see him. I was in my early 20s at the time, so I was going out like every night. So I'd see him in all the dive bars all the time. I'd always see him out. And, I'd be like, "Yo, Juice, you want to play foosball?" And he's like, "My knees hurt too much, whatever." And,
my wrist hurts from all that stabbing. You know, come on.
And I can't tell you, how many times over the years I was thinking about, man, I should try to reach back out to him. I think I was drunk once to try to hit him up on Twitter, whatever.
OJ, I miss you.
No,
OJ, you up?
wouldn't this been the most amazing thing if you could have gotten OJ's ear and been like, "Hey man, look, I know there's a part of you that wants everyone to know the truth. What if we record an interview and it's just like you clear the air either way? Like, like obviously now everyone thinks you're lying because you want to live your life. But I swear I will not release it until you die." And then what if you had because one way or the other, he's going to be like, "Look, I'm dead. I got nothing to lose now. I didn't do it, Or he's going to be like, "Yo, I'm dead. everyone could stop thinking it was my kid or other people. He's like, I did it, fuckers, whatever. and what if you kept that? And when OJ died, could you imagine how excited you would be about that Instagram post?
For a brief moment, I thought you were about to do that here on the Steamboat Comedy.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for the right place.
Like you did it.
Let me get my phone. Wait, could you just imagine OJ like you're
yeah.
You're just like, hello, people. Like, if you're watching, it's like Louis Gossett Jr. from Iron Eagle. It's like, if you're watching this video, that means I am deceased.
I am deceased.
There you go. I can now tell you, I did it. Was that a good impression or no?
An OJ impression?
That was actually pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah, all right.
I wish you would have done it in blackface, but
would have, could have, man. Look, the moral of the story is, guys, if you have a big idea, make it happen before it's too late. All right.
Chase your dreams.
Chase your
people.
dreams.
Chase your
All
dreams.
right.
Especially if that's getting the truth out there.
Yeah, and if your wife is having an affair with a waiter, you know what to do. All right.
Yeah.
Should we? We got a special segment here with Mythology. One more time, let's do a round of applause for Mythology for having us. These guys are the best. So, as you know, as you can see on these beautiful bottles in front of you,
Beautiful bottles.
no unsaid bottles like these bottles.
I don't know if you guys know this about me. I'm a little bit of a drinker.
So Mythology is called Mythology because they have a lot of mythological themes for the names of their spirits and things.
No, it's because if you drink enough bourbon, you start seeing centaurs.
So we're gonna I want to go through these. I'm gonna throw the names of some of these mythology spirits at you, Dave, and I want you to tell me what kind of liquor you think it is and what you think of when you hear it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Keep it going for G, everybody. Let her hear it. Come on.
Hey.
G to the V.
All right, so first one is called Jungle Cat.
Oh, wait. I'm guessing the booze?
Yes. Guess the booze.
Jungle Cat's got to be a gin.
Jungle Cat, you think it's a gin? Why?
Whoa, wait. I'm going to back up. Jungle Cat's a pretty awesome vodka name. I'm going to go vodka.
Oh, well done. It is a vodka.
Yeah.
Jungle Cat here. I got a little taster of Jungle Cat here.
Oh,
Pass
man,
one
we're
down to
doing this.
Matt.
There you go.
And if you drink enough of it, you'll start washing yourself in the river just like a jungle cat.
Just like a Jungle Cat. Hey.
Give me the drums.
Isn't that He-Man's sidekick's name? Jungle Cat?
Jungle Cat.
Cheers, folks. Thanks
Cheers,
for coming.
all right.
This is the part of the show where we all black out.
Yes.
I got to drive home, man.
Nah, you live here now. All right.
Ooh, that's good. I'm not a vodka guy. That's good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. All right, hell yeah.
Could I use the vodka to treat my head wound that I received on the last?
You should pour some more booze on that concussion. The best
disinfect
part
it.
about that concussion is it literally happened 60 yards that
Did,
way.
there.
did you see me?
No, I saw you come down though, and you're like, I kind of rung my bell, and I was like, let me see your pupils.
I do not remember saying that to you at all.
That's a good sign. Let's
All right.
keep drinking.
You got to drink a concussion, right?
Yeah.
You
Everyone
got to
knows
drown
that.
one.
All right, here's the next one, Dave. It's called Needle Pig.
Needle Pig's definitely a whiskey. I'm gonna go. That's their rye.
No.
That's a bourbon.
Nope.
Really?
Fun thing is, if you say Needle Pig 3 times in a row in the mirror, then the Needle Pig will appear. Needle Pig, Needle Pig, Needle Pig.
I think you're thinking of Beetlejuice.
No, I'm thinking of Needle Pig. No.
Needle-
Michael Keaton, Needle Pig. Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, but Needle Pig is a gin.
Oh, I should have gone gin there. All right.
Gin. This is
All
actually.
right, 1 for 2.
This is one of my favorites. This gin is really good.
Are you supposed to like sniff a gin like a? Oh, sorry.
Give me that.
I was sniffing your gin.
Don't sniff my
Are you
gin.
sniffing my gin?
In my robe, sniffing my gin.
You come to my house, you sniff my gin.
Like a fine wine.
Salute. All right.
Oh, that's good as hell. Everybody should buy that.
Isn't that good?
Buy that. That's amazing.
Let me
I'm
tell
not
you.
normally a gin guy, but
That's
I
really
will
smooth
black out on
for
them.
gin. That's really smooth. I can imagine that's really good. A little gin and tonic action there. Like a lot of gins are like straight pine needles to the face, which also I did up on the mountain today as well.
Yeah.
I hit a tree or two, but
Dude, I imagine that gin goes well with doing 50 push-ups and screaming about your ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Who's with me?
yeah.
How do you know my life so well?
I live with you,
Yeah.
brother.
I didn't think anyone could hear me. It is. It was smooth, which is ironic for a needle pig. Come on. All right. This button, I should never have given myself this button.
Needle pig sounds like a mean nickname you give someone in high school. see someone's dick in the locker room, you're like, look up, needle pig.
So you fucking needle pig, you fucking dork. Woo. All right.
Thanks for coming out. Love you guys. Hell
We love
yeah.
our fans.
There goes Tigger.
Okay. I don't think you can say that
Oh,
anymore.
no, that was she was dressed like the lovable character Tigger with a T.
I misheard you.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't put those words in my mouth, Kyle.
Sorry I puked on your backpack. I blacked out on needle pig last night.
And I mean the dork. All right, next up we have Hell Bear.
Oh, that's intense.
Oh, okay, so this is going to be one of the whiskeys. Hell Bear. All right, so they have an American whiskey, they have a rye, and they have a bourbon, right?
Uh-huh.
So Hell Bear?
Hell Bear, dude. Fucking
I think Hell Bear's got to be the American whiskey because that's the one that's the one you do shots of, and that's the one that you're like, we're going to go hard.
going to fucking
Yeah,
hell.
so I'm going to go Hell Bear as the American whiskey.
That is correct.
There we go.
Hey. Well, I don't know shit about whiskey, but I know things about creative names and
I
thought
know a lot
processes.
about hell and
Oh, yeah.
bears.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Is Hell Bear a real mythological creature?
Yeah, I don't know. Where does Hell Bear come from? Gabby.
I feel like Hell Bear
Gabby.
needs a better publicist because that's a pretty badass mythological creature that no one's heard of.
Gabby, why is it called Hell Bear? Because it gets
Oh,
you
I
wet
see
out
black-
drunk?
Wait,
That's a
I didn't realize.
totally reasonable explanation.
I like this place even more. I didn't realize you guys were making up mythological creatures. You guys all get drunk. You're like, team meeting. Everyone gets hammered on that bottle, and it's like, all right, what creature should we make for the art? Oh, I'm thinking about a bear with flames.
How about a bear, but it's more scary because it's in fucking hell?
Like a bear, but with like the devil's horns.
You should try its counterpart, Heaven Squirrel, dude. It's
Hey.
pretty good. Let's go. Come on.
That's the non-alcoholic cider they have.
That's good whiskey.
That is good.
That's goddamn good whiskey.
Woo!
All right, we got a couple more.
Tank,
All
how
right.
you living,
Dude,
Tank?
how many fucking more do we have, bro?
I'm gonna get
Dude, I didn't eat.
I'm gonna get pulled over with all this whiskey on my breath. I'm gonna be, officer, I'm pretty sure it's a concussion.
All right.
The pickup truck that I rented already has a cracked windshield, so how much worse can it get, really, right?
Right? Yeah, you'd be fine.
I bought the insurance
Can someone bring me a basket of fries?
for the
How about a
vitamins.
basket of booze, but there's only 8 more shots to go. All right. Next up, this one's just called Best Friend.
Oh, it's because we're best friends, guys.
all right.
Yeah, it's a picture of us, all 3 of us on there. Like,
Man, you guys are my best friends. I thank you for saying it first. Best friends, I'm gonna go with bourbon, because that's what you do.
correct. Best Friend
Yeah.
bourbon.
Dude,
That's
you're
what
like 4 for 5, I think.
I've gotten really into whiskey the past few years.
the past
So-
28 years.
so I
You've
think-
been getting-
I think the name is important, and yeah, best friends, because that's what you do with bourbon. Bourbon, you sit around with your crew and you put a big rock in it and you sit and you sip and you sit at your fireplace in your front yard in El Segundo. And
As you do.
yeah.
and then you do push-ups and cry about your
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend.
God,
Let's
that
go.
bitch.
You're killing it, though, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
well-
4 for 5, right?
Yeah, we get the
Cheers,
last
cheers,
one right
cheers.
too, because there's only
Cheers.
one left.
Is anyone else taking
Cheers.
shots with us? No one?
Yeah.
Cool, good.
Buy all the liquor, you
There we
bitches.
go.
In honor of Hell Bear, I would like to say a toast. My father used this toast every single time my entire life whenever someone said, "Do you have a toast?" And my father pretended like it was the first time we all ever heard it. But he said,
love the
"Here's to those who wish us well. All the rest can go to hell."
Hell Bear.
Tommy Williamson,
Hey.
if you asked him to do that toast right now, that's what he would say.
Beautiful.
Goddamn.
I already did mine. What's the one you like, Matt? To our wives and our girlfriends. May they never
May
meet.
they never meet. I like playing
boy.
with that one,
To,
though.
to
I
our
like,
wives and our secret other families in Orlando.
May they never meet.
To my happiness, my alcoholism. May they never meet. I don't even know that.
To our wives and to our children.
Yes.
May they never meet.
To our significant others.
You know,
Dr. Matt, could you pop some gum in your mouth and tell them that they might have HIV?
I knew that bit was going to kill. I knew it. You know what I thought of earlier that was funny? That I thought was funny though. If you fucking hurt yourself at the base of the mountain, ski patrol should have to put you in the luge and take you up the mountain.
Actually, the medical center's at the top. So
I think you already said I fell right there.
They should have put you in and right back up.
Saved me some face and brought me up the mountain.
They literally just hike up with you behind them.
They're like, no worries, bros. I got skins. We're good. I got skins.
It's like my dying words where I'm like, could you at least make it seem like I crashed further up the hill?
I was so close.
Take me to a black diamond.
Drag me to the top. Drag me to the scariest run and take me down from there.
You can't post that photo to Instagram where you're like, my life was changed forever. And I'm like there with all the medical personnel around me.
And there's people
as the
walking
ski
by.
school is going by me. Like,
4-year-olds.
Snow plowing.
People drinking margaritas in the background. You're like, God damn it.
Like, I was almost a T-bar.
I had a horrible life-changing accident playing Hammerschlagen at T-Bar. Patrol had to take me out.
You know what happened to me last year? I legit thought I killed somebody because I thought I was
the OJ thing again?
he was with me on this trip. No, I thought I was so cool because I finally bought my own gear and I bought the step-in bindings because I drink a lot of beer and some years I'm heavier than others.
For those that Dave snowboards, which is fine.
Yeah, we think that's kind of gross and a slide against God.
Oh, are we snobby here?
We're snobby.
Do we look down on the snowboards? So sorry if I grew up in Miami on a lake. It was really good at wakeboarding, and it was easier to come and snowboard once a year instead of snow skiing. All right. All right. Oh man, this booze really makes you pretentious. No.
God, you're so pedantic when you drink.
So I had to step in bindings, and I thought I was so cool, right?
Yeah.
And then I was skiing in Vail last year, and I'm on the lift, and there's this dude next to me who is definitely like Joe Cool. He's definitely gone hella skiing in the Netherlands before, you know?
Yeah.
He had like a bright orange jumpsuit, and he kept like banging his skis and doing this and stuff.
God,
and he kept banging my board, and I'm like, bro, like, I don't know if this is normal behavior or not, but I don't like it, you know? And I think what happened is he banged my board because I went to go get off the lift, and when I got my leg around to get ready, I go, "Where's my board?" and I looked over my shoulder, and I could just see the tail end of my board going over the hill down the thing without me. And I'm like, "That's gonna murder somebody." Like, I was like, I've never felt more like a tourist on a mountain in my life. And then the most humiliating part is now you got to get off the lift and just like walk down the ramp.
The quick shuffle, yeah.
And then dive out of the way, you know. And then I had to go over to the guy who's running the lift and just be like, "Hey man, I don't know what protocol is for this, but also thanks for not slowing it down, asshole." Like, you know. So my buddy had to go down the mountain and look for my board, and he's like, "Dude, I couldn't find it, and there was no one that was like, you know, injured or like took him out or whatever." He's like, "I thought maybe it went all the way down," and he goes, "Last second, I looked over and it was in a tree well." And so he went over and pulled it out for me and then rode it back up to me.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a gentleman.
And it's been a year and I still haven't bought a leash for it yet.
I
should probably get on that.
Yeah, just raw dogging it.
Well, it'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Snowboards are like children. You gotta get them a leash. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Come on. Give me the drums, dude.
Sorry, I was late.
Right. I've been trying to get a drum all show. That reminded me, though, when I was 6th and 7th grade, here's a little secret. I tried snowboarding. Shut up. I know.
Gross, dude.
I wanted
We've
to
been
be
friends for years, and you never told me that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know. I had an easier
That's crazy that you guys have masturbated on the same bed together.
I was going to say.
I masturbated with you. I gave you my gum, and you're a snowboarder?
You said gum
I'm
with
not a snowboarder.
gum with a G, guys.
But I remember bogus
Once
base.
a snowboarder, always a snowboarder, okay?
The Bible clearly states
Bible clearly states.
that you will be a snowboarder in hell.
Look, Tank's like, I didn't know this was going to be so graphic. He's like, guys, there's children right there.
But
Covering up his ears.
I was in Boise, Idaho, which is where I'm from, friend of the show.
Friend
and
of
I
the
was
show. City of Boise.
standing at the base of the mountain in my snowboard, just standing there talking to my family about how good of a life I'm going to have. And I said, I think I'm going to be a famous comedian one day doing the Steamboat Comedy podcast. And a snowboard came down right between my legs and took my fucking feet out. And I bashed my head on the ground. And
And that's why you're like this.
and I've never been.
Wait, what year was that and where was it? It might have been me.
Oh, sorry.
We all came full circle. All right, let me do a little Instagram
Oh, a
story.
little
here.
Instagram
Let's go.
story. Hey.
Make some noise. Come on,
let's go.
Hell yeah.
No,
I'm wearing a robe.
You're in a cult now. But no, I was at this happened a couple years ago. I was at the top of Rudy's Run, and some like 10-year-old kid is up there, and his ski pops off, and it starts flying down the mountain. And as you know, I'm a hero, and so I start flying down. I'm flying down to catch this ski. I was like, it's gonna hit somebody, and this was like a Wednesday. There's nobody there, and I see the ski, and there's one guy, and he's slowly going.
And it's like tracking him.
It's like a heat-seeking missile. There's one guy
It'd
going.
be funny if the ski started chasing. It like found his groove.
He goes uphill. And there's another guy.
It like cuts him off at the pass.
Yeah.
Goes boom.
But it's one guy in front of me, and I've seen it happen. I'm like, there's no way this is gonna happen. Blasts him, takes him all. He was like some just like, barely going by, and it nailed him. And so I get him, I help him up, I grab the ski again. I'm a hero, and then the kid comes down, and I grab the ski, and I was like, hey, you need to be more responsible, like sure. And the kid just takes the ski and just leaves.
Yeah. He's like, shut up, old moon.
Yeah, whatever.
That's like when you have one pin left in bowling and you're watching the ball go down and you're like, it's fucking curving, yeah.
Yes. That was this ski just blasted this old dude.
Man. He probably did something in his life that made him deserve it, bro.
Yeah.
There are no accidents.
Right?
No,
That's called the
everything's
karma
planned.
scheme.
He probably was like literally going down the mountain. He probably like just abandoned his wife and kids. And it was just like, life's gonna be different now, He's like, he's like, those vampires, bloodsuckers, keeping me from boom. Like,
He's here skiing with his secret other family.
May they never meet.
All right, so I got one more spirit for us to try.
I got sentences too, real quick.
Oh. All right, we'll do.
What you're handing
what do you
out
want to do
sentences
first?
to us?
Sentences.
Oh.
Dude.
All right. So it's time, everyone, for a very popular segment of the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
Is this where we drink the last shot?
Well, we're going to do that. We're going to do that, Matt, first. First, it's time for Matt Newland's sentences that have never been said before.
Cheer loud! Cheer! Come on!
And this is, Matthew, this is Whiskey Edition.
Whiskey edition.
Oh, did you actually bring
Those
him
are fireworks.
fries?
Oh, a basket of fries. Holy hell. That's fucking beautiful. I'm honestly going to be trashed in about 20 minutes.
Hey, welcome to my world.
All right.
Is it rude if I order something?
Not at all, dude. It's honestly very cool if you do that.
Oh, yeah, you got fries.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool if I had another IPA.
It'd be cool
you.
if I also had another
I don't wanna-
IPA, Genevieve.
Tabby, thank you
Genevieve,
for the fries.
Tabby.
I love you so much.
Tabby. Let's hear it from Brewmaster Tabby. over
Tabby,
here.
everybody, give her a round of applause. Come on. Thank good. How are you? It's good to see you. Can I get one more old fashioned? So I can
One more.
absolutely black
You're
the
trying to
fuck
get a
out,
hand job
please?
right now,
Jeez.
man? Come on.
Can I get one more? Let's go. All right. Sentences that have never been said, Whiskey Edition.
Sentences have never been said. Let's go.
When I was teething as a baby, to numb the pain, my mom would make me take a shot of whiskey out of her belly button.
Yeah, the old MILF body shot.
We've all been there. We were all children once.
You would like just picture an infant.
like the infant's coming into the teat, like it's like natural. It's like, and it just goes down to the belly.
Like, wait, is that some fucking bear hell down there, dude? Let's do it.
There's a bear out.
That kid's in therapy one day, like, oh man, lime and salt remind me of my mom.
I had to lick the rim of her belly button.
It's just that kid goes into the dentist and thinks that that's the way that they do it. He's like, all right, we're gonna numb your gums so that we can do this procedure. And then the kid starts pulling the dentist's shirt up. The dentist's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's the way we did it in my house.
Like, where's the salt? Aren't you going to put salt on the belly button?
Yeah, right.
All right, sentence number 2.
Sentence number 2.
I drank a fifth of whiskey with an Amish guy one time. Then we got kicked out of a 9 Inch Nails concert.
Hey,
No one's ever said that.
Enough said.
no one's ever said that. Although it's ironic because the Amish love Trent Reznor. Everyone knows that. That's a fact.
I think that was the elevator pitch for the movie Kingpin.
All right, last one. When I die, put my nuts in a cup of whiskey and tell my family we'll all float on.
I don't know what to do with that.
No one has ever said that
Yeah.
sentence.
No one has ever said that, but that was a lot. I don't even know.
Too much, dude.
I don't know how to
Honestly,
process
that last sentence I wrote 4 minutes before we fucking started.
That should
so-
be like a family tradition, and the youngest born child has to do it. Hey, look,
Drink the nut whiskey.
look, Dad died. Grab his nuts. You know?
Somebody's got to pull them off.
I think everyone should be able to fake their death once in life.
Oh God, that'd be so fun.
I think
how would you do it,
everyone
dude?
should get one, and you could go one of two ways with it. You get to like put on like undercover boss makeup and sit in the back and watch your own funeral, and then just be like, "Just kidding, I was using my one time." Because that'll do two things. One, it will let you see what people really think of you.
Yes.
But also, it will make everyone have a little hope. Like, if you do die, because you don't have to do that. The other way you can go is that you could just disappear and start over and not have debt.
Right.
Whatever.
Go be with your secret other family.
Yeah, your family gets the life insurance.
May they never
So-
meet.
Yeah.
No, that's
So you might be
Sawyer,
like, yeah, man, it was really devastating when my dad died, but also I'd like to think he's out there somewhere. So
He could just be in Argentina.
he might have just been using his one time,
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody gets one.
yeah, I think there's something there. I'm gonna work on that.
Speaking of working on, we got to work
How
on
would you fake
this
your
last
death,
whiskey.
though? How would you do it? What'd you go
with a
to?
shotgun.
Yeah,
And just blow your head. It's like, that didn't work at all.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
I would fake a concussion and then pretend to get drunk at a live podcast,
There's no
And then-
pretending going on here, buddy.
and then drive my rental car that I took the insurance out on off a cliff.
Did Thelma and Louise it by yourself?
This is what's that movie with Bruce Willis in it? With it was called Better Off Dead or something. Like that, the old ass movie.
It's Die Hard 4 you're thinking of.
I think that's the Fifth Element.
But that movie, he was
that
like,
true?
he was a piece of shit, and then he like faked his own death, and then that was like when he had his real funeral, he moved to a mountain town, and they were like, the neighborhood children called him Papa, like he like lived this like I'm moving here is the point of the story, guys. All right, like
Please, goddamn, move here. Let's go.
I now live here, please.
Dude, you died in that accident up
Yeah,
there, if I
everyone saw
remember. You hit your head hard. This is all...
My family's gonna sue the shit out of this resort.
Hey! I get
Let's
10% because I gave you the ski pass.
Cheers,
Cheers, boys.
Oh, by the way, this is Thunder Hoof Rye.
Thunderhoof.
Thunder Hoof.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So this is the rye.
Rye not. You know what I mean?
Was that a
I'm
goddamn
sorry.
pun, you piece of shit?
That was a great whiskey one. Ooh, I like that rye. I'm not a big rye guy, but that's a
Rye guy.
fry guy over here. But I'm not a big rye guy.
Hey, let's go.
That's my guy, the fry guy, the rye guy.
That's a really smooth rye. Ryes are jolting sometimes. 10 years? Nice.
So that
102
rye is
proof?
legal?
Nice.
Oh, my God.
Am I right?
Wow, I'm just sitting here soaking it in. Yeah, like it feels like my soul is,
Go on.
I don't know. It like warmed my belly, it like warmed my chest. Maybe I'm having a heart attack right now.
You have a concussion.
Does
and
anyone else smell toast?
That's the next spirit they're gonna make. Smelling toast vodka. It's just
All right.
Guy in the front, like it's just Mitch McConnell on the front.
All right. Before we wrap up, can I tell my Red Bull story?
Oh yes,
Please.
please let's
Please
hear
do.
a Red Bull story.
Let's get
yes.
one more toast, though, right? Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much for fucking coming out.
Who's
For
got
real. Yeah.
Who's got a
appreciate it.
good toast out there? Equal parts heartening and cheesy. Anyone have one they want to do?
Drew? Where'd
Come on,
Drew
we need
go?
someone. Does somebody have a toast that they can come contribute? Because we're out of all of ours.
Where's Drew? I saw Drew in the audience.
There's a
Where
lot of
is
people
he?
here having a good time, and now no one.
Drew's out being fat.
All right, I'll tell my story, and if anyone thinks of a good toast they want to do, come up here and you can do it to kick us off. All right.
All right.
To our ant farms and to our mythical creatures.
May they never meet.
There you go. So I when I graduated college, I moved up to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I got a job working for Red Bull. And this was like the early years of Red Bull. It was like people didn't know what Red Bull was. And so we had to go to like construction sites and we'd be like, you know, hey, this is a new product and it's got B vitamins and only about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee and glucuronolactone and all these. Like we had to give them the spiel so they would try it, right? And then like there would always be one construction worker who's like, I heard someone drank 12 of those mixed with vodka and their heart exploded. And I'm like, well, that might not have been the Red Bull. like, you know. Like, 11 vodkas and anything's not the healthiest
It's probably
choice.
the crystal meth on top.
I'm a big booze guy. These were all delicious, but you probably shouldn't have 11 of them mixed with an energy drink. Is all I'm saying.
Not.
And so one of our assignments was me and my buddy Jason Sherrill, and they'd send us out to the mountains of North Carolina, and we'd hook up all the lift ticket guys and the snowboard rental guys and just everyone at the base of the mountain. And they were always like, yo, thanks for hooking us up. Can we hook you guys up with a board rental? And we're like, that sounds awesome. And we called our boss, so we're like, can we clock out and board for a few hours and then clock back in? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, what if you didn't know about it? She goes, you do what you want to do, but if anyone breaks a leg or an arm, I have to fire you. And we're like, fair enough. We'll take our chances, you know? So we go up on the mountain, and we had these awesome backpacks. We brought all the Red Bulls up. So we were working even when we were off the clock. We were good employees. We're giving the ski patrol guys, the lift ticket guys.
Volunteering, yeah.
Right. So my buddy Jason had these tree trunk of legs because he was a professional BMX rider. And every time we'd sit down on this tiny 2-person chair, he'd almost knock me off. So finally, I just scooted back a few inches and I sat down before him. And then when he sat in the middle of the chair, he kind of ended up on my lap. And as the chair went up, he fell. And I grabbed him by the arm like this, like an action star. And he was dangling, and I was trying to pull him up on the lift, right? And I was laughing so hard, but I was trying to muster the energy to pull him up. And I turned around to yell at the lift operator to be like, stop the lift, stop the lift. But the guy was reading the can of Red Bull I just gave him. He was like,
Some good literature on there.
yeah. He was like, oh, yeah, these are good ingredients, you know?
Taurine, holy
shit.
Yeah. Taurine, too?
Yeah, exactly. B12?
Yeah. Oh.
And so we're going up, and it's all this chaos, and I'm trying to pull him up, and I can't stop laughing, and I'm trying to get him up, and then I think he realized that, like, if he was going to fall, he needed to fall quick because we were getting higher and higher, you know? And so all of a sudden, amidst all this chaos, he just, like, stops, takes a deep breath, and looks up at me and goes, Dave, just let me go.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Cue the Titanic.
I just want to make sure I heard him right. I go, what? And he goes, just let me. And I let him go. I'm out. And he was like Hans Gruber, like, no. And then I had no idea if he hit the soft snow or not. Like, you know, but I could not stop laughing the rest of that lift ride on the way up. I didn't know he was dead or fine. And I was just cracking up the whole way up. And I learned a lot about myself in that moment, by the way. Like, it turns out he was okay. He hit just the edge of the soft snow. But it still brings me such joy to this day to think of that walk of shame where he had to pull his snowboard off, climb over the tape from the the soft snow, and then walk back down, and then that lift operator would be like, weren't you just here?
Like, well, that was a fast run, bro.
And we didn't get fired. We kept our jobs.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Nice, man. Not bad.
Glucuronolactone.
All right, boys and girls. I think it's
Do we have a toast? Drew?
Anybody? Come on,
you
guys.
want to have a
Someone.
good toast. They want
Drew, do you have a
Yeah,
toast that
let's
can
go.
send us off?
You know a good toast.
You don't know a good toast.
Do you know one?
Come do it. Come
Hey.
do it. Come do it.
Yeah, we need
Come
you
do
to
it. We got to
Guys,
end this podcast,
Glasses
baby.
up. Booze up. Booze up. What's your name?
James.
James has some words of wisdom for us.
Put your fucking glasses in
By
the
the
air.
way,
Let's
little-
go.
Glasses up, everybody.
By the way, a little shady. His name tag says Jason.
You liar.
For all your married folks, may all your ups and downs be between the sheets.
Oh, that was more.
Everyone's gonna have sex tonight.
That was more sexual than I wanted. All right.
Steamboat Comedy leads to fucking.
I think what
baby.
James means is whatever's been going on in your life, whether things are going great or things are a little slow, a little stale, use this as the excuse to bridge the communication gap and make sure that you connect today on some level. When you get home, put the kids to bed and then say, hey, babe, you know what? I've been embarrassed to bring it up. We've been in a rut. But why don't we do some shit that we used to do in our early 20s and really revive that flame? And I want you to remember of this podcast. And no, this was the day that turned your marriage around.
Let's go!
That let you unlock a new experience of just enjoying life. Because we're only on this fucking rock for a short period of time, and you guys live in one of the greatest places on earth. So make sure that you give as much as you take, and make sure that you get between the sheets, like my man James said, and you get funky tonight after you drink just enough whiskey from Mythology. Not too much, because that'll make it tougher. So cheers to you guys.
Hell
I love
yeah!
you.
Give
Thank
it
you
up
for
for
being my
Dave
friend.
Willamson, everybody! Let's fucking go!
Thank you
Cheers!
guys.
Hell yeah! Give it up for Tank!
Take.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. The first ever live podcast here for Steamboat Comedy. Give yourselves a round of applause and keep it going for Mythology. We got all kinds of events coming up. Check it out at steamboatcomedy.com. We also got some sick merch over here. Buy some of Dave's spices. They're really good.
Oh, I got Meat Dave all-purpose seasoning rub. You don't have to like barbecue to like it. I put it on everything. It goes really good on a Bloody Mary.
That's good. That's like the end of a drug commercial. That was awesome.
That's very good.
And have a great day. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much. There you go.
SteamboatComedy.com. Check it out.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.